This is our January version of our horse agility, and we did the advanced 1-star course this month. First obstacle is called a wagon wheel, and the idea is to have the horse walking across without knocking his feet on any of the rails. And number 1 was in one direction, and number 2 is going in the opposite direction. We lost 1 mark for touching the rails in each direction. And that brings us into position for number 3, which is to trot over this pole and halt. We had to halt for 5 seconds and then ask the horse to back over the rail, hopefully without touching it. And the handler had to keep their feet still while the horse was backing. And she got a bit flustered there, a bit confused about where the rail was. So we lost 1 mark for touching the rail, going over it backwards. And that brings us into position for number 5, which is the Zed Bend. Boots finds it really hard to trot or become really active if I'm standing still, so we opted to do the Zed Bend at a walk this time because it was an option. But I guess we really should try to train so we can get it at a trot. She's very good at mirroring my energy, but finds it a little bit harder to bring up her own energy if I'm standing still. So you'll see that this happens again here for 6. Trot through the gap and back through the gap. She finds it hard to sustain the trot when I'm standing still, but she did a very, very nice back up. So we lost 1 mark there for losing the trot before we got right through the gap. I'm very pleased with her backup though. Took a while to get her to realize that was the task. Now we're heading for number 7, which was the first time we ever had a solid curtain in the course. And we were to go through the solid curtain together, so I thought I'd let her go first and find the gap in the curtain, which she did really, really nicely. I was pleased with that. Which brings us to obstacle 8, which is to trot from the trot from the halt. The horse has to trot a circle in each direction, and the idea is to trot from the halt. Again, because I'm not moving my feet, she finds it hard to energize herself straight away. So she did a couple of walk steps first, which was -1 point. And that was 1 circle. And then ask her to fluidly turn around and trot the same circle in the opposite direction. And halt there. That was the 2nd circle completed. So we're down to 2 obstacles to go. Heading for obstacle 9, which is to halt the horse and pick up the flag. See if the horse can stand still. And then obstacle 10 is to walk around the horse, touching the horse with the flag as much as possible. And fortunately we had a fairly wind-still morning, so we were able to control the flag rather than just have the wind wave it around wildly. And that was us done for January. Many thanks to our videographer.